of the new features that's coming to Instagram that you could actually utilize probably right now. And also, they have a new update. Instagram just made a significant change that they're testing that I'm sorry, it's going to get you upset when you hear more about it. As well as YouTube has a few new features as well, including a new way to use AI. Today, we're discussing all of the latest social media news that you guys want to hear about that I'm interested in as well. We're going to be focusing on two platforms, Instagram and YouTube. Welcome, guys. This is Heston from Social Varsity. Once again, doing my daily challenge on YouTube Live. This is day 4, and I'm enjoying it so far. We've been changing it up every day. Today's a different way as well. Today, what I'm doing is I chose 5 stories that I think that you guys might be interested in. It just so happens that these 5 stories, they focus on Instagram and YouTube. So I think you are going to be interested when you get to hear some of the things that both of these platforms are trying out. Some of them are in the wild right now that they're testing, and some features and updates that may be a little bit interesting, but you might not be sure how to use it just yet. We're going to get into that in a moment right now. If you have just happened to wander onto this video, I want to say thank you and welcome. I'm trying out a new thing. So in case you are unaware, like I said, this is day 4 of a month-long challenge to go on live on YouTube every day in the month of June. There's a little bit of exclusion and restrictions on which days I won't go, but for the majority of the month, I'm going to be going live, and I hope that you guys join me in regards to this challenge that as I learn the whole ins and outs of YouTube mobile, and I'm going to be sharing it with you guys as well, especially those in my broadcast channel on Instagram. So shout out to you guys if you're able to join me today, and welcome. We're going to get into it right now. Let's see. I'm actually going to see if I can put up a poll here. I want to ask you guys a quick question in regards to Instagram. And it's related to our first story that I happen to found. All of these stories come from socialmediatoday.com. It's a website that I generally frequent. I feel like they have a great list of articles and headlines that kind of spans the whole spectrum of platforms on social media, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Pinterest. They pretty much cover it all, and they're really up to date with their information. I highly suggest if you are going to be trying to get news on the daily, it's a great source for you to actually do that. Let's see. Oh, I think I messed it up a little bit. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be sharing, if I can, I'm going to share a poll with you guys. For those that are watching the replay, you simply just got to answer in the comments. It's not a problem at all. I don't believe that the poll feature works on a replay. But I now have the question on the screen. You should see it in a moment. The question is, Instagram currently has too many ads. Do you agree with that? Yes or no? I want to know from you guys in that poll. Go ahead and vote on it because that's going to relate to our very first question. Sorry, our very first story. And it happens to be about a new ad format that is coming to Instagram. I don't think you guys are going to be happy with this one. So let's get into it. From Social Media Today, the headline reads, Instagram's testing video ads that stop you from scrolling further. Yes, you now have ads on Instagram that are on the home feed that as you're scrolling, you get interrupted and you are forced to watch a new ad format that you cannot get past until that ad is finished. Very similar to the YouTube ads, like when you hit a video, you hit play on the video and they show you an ad that usually after 5 seconds you're able to skip. Some ads you're not able to skip at all based on what the creator wants and maybe what YouTube puts into place there as an ad format. Instagram is now testing that same format. So imagine you're scrolling on your home feed, you're going by, you're liking all of these different posts from your friends, or hopefully you've seen your friends comment your content, and you come across an ad that you cannot skip. You can't go up, you can't go down. Once that ad starts to play in its video format, you have to watch the full ad until it finishes. Now, there's a little bit of a counter apparently, so you can actually wait until the counter ends, which is pretty interesting on its own. Hey, by the way, if you guys are jumping in, I see a few guys are jumping in and out of the live. Go ahead, share a little bit of love in the comments. I would love to know where you guys are watching from and what led you here. How did you find this live? I would love to know. and go ahead and vote on that poll that I have right there. So in regards to the headline, as I'm reading, Instagram is testing video ads that stop you from scrolling further. Once again, this is from Social Media Today. What they're stating is, according to various reports, Instagram is currently testing out a new video ad format that does indeed stop users from scrolling in the main feed. This is, if you ask me, upsetting news, but we knew it was coming. Instagram is trying to find new ways, Meta in general, the parent company of Instagram, are trying to find new ways to actually monetize the platform. Ever since Apple made that change in regards to their OS, the operating system, they've been taking a significant loss in regards to their ads and monetization aspects. So they're trying to find new ways for them to actually present ads from other creators and businesses to us, the consumers. And this so happens to be in testing, as Instagram explains, you'll actually need to view the ad before you can keep scrolling. So you can't sneak past this ad on Instagram once it appears. This is something that is only being tested for a little group now. I've actually seen Lucas O'Keefe on Instagram, great creator. Go ahead and follow him as well if you can. He shared a post about this a couple of days ago, and apparently somebody sent him an image of it. It's, if you ask me, I think Instagram is copying the wrong feature. We know Instagram likes to copy features from other platforms, or as they will put it, they are borrowing because they are inspired. It's BS if you ask me. They're copying this feature from YouTube, whereas even YouTube is going through problems right now with that ad aspect because people can use ad blockers. Unfortunately, you won't be able to block an ad on Instagram. So they're testing it out. We don't know for how long. It's for a small test group. I would love to know. Go ahead and put it in the comments if you've ever come across this before on Instagram. What are your thoughts on the idea of now, as you're scrolling in the home feed, you now have to see an ad that you can't skip. You have to watch the entire ad before you can keep scrolling. I don't know about you, but Instagram keeps making these changes that I just feel like don't align with what the users want. This is just a long list this year and last year of new features that nobody asked for, nobody cares for, and quite honestly is making people leave the platform and go to others. Others like YouTube, if you ask me, where the grass is greener. But a couple other tidbits in regards to this story is that, again, like YouTube's unskippable ads are so annoying that YouTube has now implemented new measures to stop people from blocking the ads. You won't be able to do that on Instagram. As the article states, this does seem like a risky proposition. They asked Instagram for a comment and they declined. So I don't know about you guys. I'm not a fan of this new update to Instagram. We don't need more ads. I already know that they have enough ads on on the feed. There's enough ads in IG stories. I don't know if you've ever noticed, every 3 stories that you go by, you get another ad after that. Go ahead and try it yourself. It's at least 3 stories. Every 3 stories as you scroll by, you then get an ad. And sometimes it's twice the ads back to back. Instagram is getting flooded with ads and I don't need any more ads. I'm quite sure you can relate. So that's that story. Hopefully this test fails. If you see it, don't participate in it. If they ask you a survey about it, please give it a negative warning, because if we do let them proceed with this, who's saying where they will actually end in regards to adding more ads on Instagram? So that's that. The next story is also related to Instagram. Now this dates back to last week, Friday, when they, via the creator's account that they have, Instagram, where they share certain information morally dedicated to creators on Instagram, they shared a piece of advice that absolutely was communicated the wrong way, and it caused a bit of a fiasco. On the post that they shared on Friday, they pretty much stated that they do not recommend posts that have call to actions that ask you, as the viewer or reader of a post, to comment a specific word, emoji, or a number. It kind of sounded like they were aiming at ManyChat. And now, for those of you that don't know, ManyChat is a chat marketing third-party tool that is an official Meta business partner of Instagram. So they are allowed to use their tools, their API, their features they are in business with Instagram. So when this post was released, and ManyChat, which happens to be a tool that is highly popular and really favored by business owners and content creators, came out, you could just understand that it caused a bit of an uproar because a lot of people use this feature. For those of you that don't know, that happens to be my business. I am a chatbot developer. I practice chat marketing strategy, mainly using ManyChat. So when that news came out, I was a bit taken by it. I felt like they tried to give me a good punch to the gut when they released that information. And it seemed like everybody else felt that same punch to the gut when they released it because within a few hours, Instagram quickly took that post down. It got so much of a negative response that people were not responding positively to it and they were causing a bit of a ruckus based on the confusion of the messaging that Instagram has shared in that post. It wasn't explained properly. They tried to gauge it around the whole concept of engagement baiting on Instagram, which is a totally different concept, but I can understand the confusion. For those of you guys don't know, engagement baiting is when you ask somebody specifically on Instagram, but I've seen it on YouTube as well, when you ask a person to engage with your post specifically for your benefit as the creator. The consumer, the reader, the viewer, there's no benefit for them. So when somebody asks you, like if they're asking you about a poll and they ask you, okay, if you want the red car, give me a thumbs up, give me a like. If you like the blue car, leave a comment of an emoji. You could do either or, but you as a person that actually engaged with that content, you don't get anything out of it. Only the actual creator, because they boost their engagement. Whereas when most people use ManyChat, they use that to tell them, send this keyword and I'll send you a link or I'll send you a freebie or I'll engage with you in some other way, shape, or form that's automated using ManyChat, the DM marketing service tool. So there's a bit of a difference. That post wasn't communicated properly by creators' account that is pretty much representing Instagram, which is why they took it down. But guess what? The post is back up. They recently posted it right back up yesterday. They did it smart. They did it more in the nighttime, at least here on the East Coast. So they reshared the same exact post, but they added a little bit more supposed clarification to what they were trying to state. So I want to add what they actually mentioned in this post as the update. Open-ended questions and calls to actions are a great way to engage with your audience. There haven't been changes to our recommendation guidelines, and creators can still use third-party services, such as ManyChat, to enhance how they engage with their audiences. What may impact your content's ability to be recommended is if you post content that attempts to game the system by eliciting specific interactions from people to hack. Instagram's recommendations for more reach. Earnestly engaging with your audience in the comments and DMs to connect personally, generate leads, or drive conversions is not considered to be engagement bait. So there it is. Exactly what I had stated in a follow-up post after they shared this on Friday. I got so many DMs and messages about what was going on. I had clients, like I stated, I specialize in DM automation. I build chatbots for small businesses and personal brands. So when this news hit the fan, you best believe my phone was blowing up from clients, from potential leads, and more. It was to say a fiasco was the light way of saying it. And I know a lot of people felt that same repercussion when Instagram shared that post on Friday. Well, this update, now that they shared it back again, the same exact post, but now they added this little bit of clarification that I just read. Once again, they're now stating open-ended questions and call to actions are a great way to engage with your audience. Which way are you going here, Instagram? You have to be a lot more considered in regards to the words that you're utilizing because you're still causing confusion to those that use ManyChat and practice certain strategies. Certain strategies that are properly, under the terms and conditions that we must follow as Instagram users, you're stating some of them cannot be used here. But we use ManyChat, which is an official Meta Business partner of yours. So you have to be a lot more precise and state exactly what you're trying to state. Maybe a clearer definition of engagement baiting should be the next post that creators follows up with. I'm just hoping. I don't know. Don't shoot the messenger. But that is what is going on with Instagram. They have reposted the same thing. I felt like they may have got a little bit of heat from ManyChat. ManyChat didn't jump in the conversation on this post, but I have seen them respond on other people's posts that were talking about the same scenario, the same situation, which I felt like was the right thing. They didn't just jump in and started kind of retaliating against Instagram. I feel like they did the right thing in the right way. Obviously, concern among creators is that this could restrict their capacity to use IG to drive leads and engagement, but it seems like Instagram has kind of fallen back and is taking their beating a little bit after a bunch of creators have actually responded negatively to that post. I'm surprised they posted it back up. I thought this issue would have been mute for at least a good few weeks, maybe a couple of months. So I'm not quite sure what reinvigorated them to post this a few days after the whole fiasco. I have seen a few other accounts reshare this. Your Social Team was one of the first accounts that I've seen actually share this and notify that this post is back up. So we'll see where it goes from there. I haven't seen too much of a ruckus this time around now that they tried to explain themselves better. We'll see what happens in the future. Now, one of the other things on a lighter note that is happening with Instagram is another new feature, another new update. I don't know about you guys, but I love broadcast channels. I'm actually going to add this now. See, I'm going to put a poll here. Thank you guys for those that have commented and took part in the initial poll. Instagram currently has too many ads. I obviously definitely agree with you. They have way too many ads. It was easily 100% yes. I'm going to put up another poll as I share this news about broadcast channels. Do you have a broadcast channel? I'm going to set up this poll. I want to know from you guys because I get the idea that not a lot of people have broadcast channels on Instagram. Yeah, let me make sure I put that on Instagram. I want to know from you guys, do you have a broadcast channel on Instagram? Now, if you don't know what a broadcast channel is, let me kind of get into that first before we share the news of what new features and updates Instagram has recently introduced. The broadcast channel is a new feature that has come out, I want to say within the last year. It is pretty much a one-to-many form of communication, all via DMs. So I can start a broadcast channel, which I have a couple actually. I start a broadcast channel and people subscribe to my broadcast channel. So what happens is I'm able to send messages that you receive as if you were in a group chat. The only difference is the people who have subscribed to your broadcast channel, they can't respond back. There's only certain ways and limitations that they can, but they cannot actually write a message back. Now, there are certain tools in the channel feature that your subscribers can engage with and participate with to kind of show some form of feedback. They could like and send emojis on certain messages that you share. There's a question sticker so that if you want to get feedback or questions from your subscribers, they can enter specifically questions or maybe even comments depending on the way that you word it. And there's also other features like polls and other things of that sort. But unlike a regular group chat, your subscribers would not be able to actually send out a message back. And I think for a good enough reason, because I've seen some broadcast channels that have hundreds and thousands of subscribers. I don't think that those broadcast channel owners would necessarily want to receive messages from all of those subscribers in one actual group chat. I've been in group chats with just 3 people sometimes, and that seems like enough. Sometimes they're going back and forth and my phone is blowing up. That's just with 3 people. Could you imagine what a channel, a group chat would be like if all 1,000 plus people were able to actually DM you? So I think they chose the right way of actually opening up this feature so that it's one to many, and it's a great way to connect with your audience, your subscribers in a whole brand new way where they could still get a bit and pieces of you and you could actually communicate and engage with them in various ways like a regular group chat, but with a little bit of enhanced features. Now, some of the new features coming that Instagram just recently announced to broadcast channels, they're pretty nifty. I like them, particularly if you guys know I love IG Lives. That's my favorite content format on Instagram. And they introduced a new feature on broadcast channels where you could start a live in the channel and only your broadcast subscribers can see it. This is a great way to bring this form of exclusivity to Instagram so that people have to become a member of your broadcast channel to take part in these new IG lives. I think this is awesome. It's a great way to actually engage with your subscribers on a whole new level. Let me read a little bit of this article. First off, you can now run IG Live broadcasts for channel members, providing another incentive for people to sign up to your broadcast chat. Exactly what I just stated. Channel owners can now start a live stream within the channel, which only channel members will be able to engage with. Instagram says this will provide more opportunity to connect with your most loyal fans. I completely agree. I already have ideas on how I would utilize this for my own broadcast channel. I have two, but one of them, and I see one of my moderator for my weekly IG live is here in the live. What's up, Angela? One of the things that we do in our weekly IG Live called the Social Roundtable, we take questions from the audience. At the end of our conversation, we usually invite one or two different guests onto our IG Lives. And during the conversation, people that are viewing the IG Live are able to send in the questions using the little question feature at the bottom of the screen. When they submit their questions, I, as the host, I'm able to see all of the questions. And at the end of the live, we go around and we try to answer as many questions as we can within the amount of time that we have. Now, obviously, if we get a bunch of questions, we may not have all the time to actually answer that. So what myself and my co-hosts usually do is we take a little bit of time during the week, usually on Wednesdays, to try to answer any remaining questions. But how we've been doing that before has been generally just sending text messages in the group chat, in the broadcast channel, responding to all of the questions that we received from the previous IG Live. Well, now we can take that a step further and actually answer those questions that we received during the IG Live and now answer them during an IG Live that is exclusive to the broadcast channel. That is a great way, as the article stated, to incentivize people to join your broadcast channel, because now they could get questions answered, and if they didn't ask a question, they could get answers from questions that other people answered. It's another great way to just kind of get more people into that broadcast channel, which I feel like is a very it's an understated feature on Instagram. Not a lot of people have it, but I think it is really valuable. I like to compare it to it's an enhanced mailing list. It's a mailing list just like with a newsletter. It's one to many, where you as a creator send out an email to hundreds, millions, thousands, however many people are in your mailing list, but they can't respond back. Difference is with broadcast channels, they can engage in certain ways. So there is that. There's some form of two-way communication. It's just extremely limited. If you guys are interested in checking out a broadcast channel, go ahead to my page. It's instagram.com/social.varsity. If you aren't following, let me tell you first, welcome, thank you. I would love to see if you guys are interested in some of the content that I talk about. It's all about Instagram and YouTube strategy. I'm doing a lot more YouTube strategy now. You'll see that soon in my content, as well as a lot of information about DM automation, ManyChat, and just chat marketing in general. So if you're interested, go ahead and check out. I have two broadcast channels on my page. I have one specifically, just a general one, and then another broadcast channel that's related specifically to my weekly IG Live show called the Social Roundtable. Join one, join both. Either way, I am glad to have you as a subscriber. And I'll speak on the behalf of my team, including Angela here in the YouTube Live and my co-host Megan. If you join our broadcast channel that we share called the Social Roundtable, we are also welcome to have you there. All right, guys, we got just two more stories. Like I said, this is a brand new format. I got 5 stories in total. We just went through 3 of them. The first 3 were related to Instagram, the latest Instagram updates. I'll quickly go over what they were in case you missed it. The first one was about Instagram clarifying advice on single word CTAs, that whole fiasco that they got into last week. They're back at it again, but they tried to fix it. They tried to sneak it under the rug and add a little bit of an updated message to it to kind of clarify. I don't think it worked, but you tell me. The other story that we spoke about was Instagram is testing new video ads on the home feed. Ads that you cannot skip. Unfortunately, this is in testing right now. You may not have it, lucky for you, but if this is in testing, it could be something coming soon to everybody. To me, this is not good news. So that's one of the things you better be on the lookout for. Hopefully, we get an opportunity to vote, share our voice in regards to what we want on Instagram, and maybe actually try to get rid of that feature before it ever hits the app. The other story that we spoke about was the one just now. New features coming to broadcast channels, and that includes the IG Live. There's also new images that you can share in the background of your broadcast channel, as well as there was one more. Oh, you can filter or limit the emojis that people use on your broadcast channel. So maybe there's some emojis that people use the wrong way. You know, it's not PG. You could actually limit some of those emojis. So that's another feature coming to broadcast channel. We're going to move over. I got two stories to talk about with YouTube. Now, if you're here for the Instagram stories, you might want to pay attention to this because we know Instagram likes to borrow. And if they do like to borrow, they may be borrowing some of these new features that are coming to YouTube. I could definitely see them using this one. Matter of fact, they've kind of already started. YouTube adds more AI assistant tools for creators. Now, this story, once again, all of these stories are coming from social media today. As the story states, YouTube's looking to provide more inspiration for content creators with its revamped inspiration tab. For those of you that are familiar with YouTube Studio, that's what was once called the research area in the analytics section of YouTube. It's now called the inspiration tab in the YouTube Studio. YouTube has renamed its research tab to inspiration, as I just stated, with the updated display now including listings of search trends and breakout video clips. Now, this is interesting because as they renamed it inspiration, they're now using new ways to use AI to find video that people have shared that relates to the type of content that you create, and you show it to you so that you can be inspired and figure out new ways and new ideas that you yourself can actually create content for YouTube. As explained by YouTube, breakout videos will highlight videos with similar channels that have performed exceedingly well. The goal is to give creators a more holistic understanding of channels similar to them, what content is resonating with their audience, and inspiration. I mean, it says it right there. That is a great way to use AI, in my opinion. It is being used as a tool that you don't even have to activate. It's already running. It knows the type of content that you create, and it goes out and it looks at its entire vast library. I don't know if you guys know, but there's a lot of video added to YouTube every single day. If I remember correctly, I want to say the number was about 500 hours of video is uploaded to YouTube every minute. I believe that was the stat that I looked at and I saw last week, which is incredible on its own. 500 hours of video a minute. That's a lot of data. That's a lot of competition. But YouTube is the video platform that everybody runs to. It's the second biggest search engine in the world. So we could understand why they get that much attention and content. Well, helping content creators create new content to help add to that 500 video hours is just incredible. So this is a brand new feature that, as I kind of hinted at, Instagram can not just only borrow, but they've already started utilizing features like this. Now, I'm not sure if it's AI based, but Instagram has recently introduced some form of inspiration format or idea in the professional dashboard. If you are a creator or a business account owner on Instagram, you will have access to this, if not now, sooner than later. But right now, this is the YouTube version that has recently released this week. It even includes an expansion of the ideas generator, as I'm reading here, that YouTube's been testing with some studio users, which provides more guidance on potential clips based on trends. Their AI is smart enough to identify trends and then notify you of what to work with for you to create content around. That's the beauty of AI, when it becomes a tool that helps you rather than replaces you. I know there's a lot of fear about that. They think AI is out there to replace them. It is not that type of, that's not the type of movie that we're in. That's a whole nother movie. That's with Terminator. This is a tool for us to utilize in its best form. So that's one great new feature coming to YouTube that honestly I wouldn't mind if Instagram stole. I mean, if Instagram borrowed. Last story of the day, guys, also related to YouTube. It's also a brand new feature. Well, it's not really a brand new feature, but now let's just say more people have access to it. YouTube expands the community posts to all users. You're probably wondering right now, what is a community post? Have you heard of that before? Were you aware that on YouTube you could actually share things that are not videos? I mean, we are on YouTube Live right now. This is a video. But there are other formats on YouTube that you can actually share besides just videos that are shorts, long form videos, or even lives. I like to consider them like a format like a mini blog in a way. It could be as short as just a couple of words, or as long as I believe 500 characters. They could include images, they could include polls, they could include quizzes. These are the different type of text formats that are taken up in the format of what YouTube calls community post. Now, previously, this feature was only available to a certain amount of people that hit a certain threshold. If I believe I remember correctly, I want to say that threshold was 1,000 subscribers you must have. That was probably about a year ago. They decided to change things, and you only needed 500 subscribers to get access to that feature. Which it just so happens my YouTube channel got access around the time that they actually made that announcement. Now that feature is open to everybody. So now anybody that has a YouTube channel can actually create community posts. If you want to know what a community post looks like, please take a gander at my YouTube channel. I post at least one every single day, but Sundays. And they come in different formats, as I stated. I like to share the quizzes because I get to inform my audience of certain things related to social media. I think if I remember correctly, the latest one that I posted was asking a question of who was the co-founder of Facebook alongside Mark Zuckerberg. So you're able to give options and let the people choose. If they get it right, it lets them know. If they sorry about that. If they get it wrong, then you know the answer is there on the screen. So they are definitely aware of that. So that's just one format. Like I said, there's polls, there's images. If you even want to reshare a video, you could do that as well. It's a great way to re-promote a video that you've already posted. So YouTube is expanding this to all users, which means if you weren't aware of community posts before, you probably will be aware of it now because now that more people have access to it, I'm quite sure you'll be seeing it more out there in the wild. So it'll be interesting to see how this affects YouTube and the regular consumer and see how they actually engage with this new content format. Because I know most people are used to being on YouTube to look for videos, whether it's shorts or long form videos. But we'll see where they go from there. And that's all the stories that I had today to share on today's special YouTube Live episode where we got to talk about all of the latest social media news going on that you want to know about that I'm interested in as well. I hope that you guys enjoyed that. Let me see. Was I able to share that poll? I don't think I shared it as a poll, apparently. I guess not. I must not have shared it as a poll. Listen, guys, please bear with me. I am still getting used to this YouTube Live. I am an IG Live professional, but when it comes to YouTube, I am a newbie. I am a rookie. I am learning. But I must admit, I am loving and learning as I'm going along what YouTube Live has to offer. Specifically mobile, for those that can't tell, I don't know if you can due to the video quality. I'm on my phone. And I continue to do this on my phone for the next however many days until the end of the month. This is a daily challenge that nobody put on me. I decided to do it myself. I hope to be able to finish it. If not, life happens. I completely understand, but I'm enjoying the process right now. Day 4, and I've learned quite a bit. I've had 2 YouTube Lives with collaborators. One of them is in the room right now. Shout out to Angela. And I plan to be doing a little bit more as well. So next week, you can look out for more collaborators. We'll change up some of the topics. Every day, I want to do something different. We're going to start changing it up, making it a little bit more official. And who knows what else might happen on this challenge, this new journey that I'm taking. I'm just glad that you guys are here joining me for the ride. Listen, if you are watching this, whether you just happen to wander onto it or you actually looked out for this from my Instagram link, I thank you for that. And I want to say thank you very much for joining me. If you have not subscribed yet, please do that. I don't even know where the subscribe button is on the screen. I'll figure it out, but if you can, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button because I post weekly YouTube videos. I take my IG lives and I convert them to YouTube videos. And trust me, you've never seen IG lives like this. If you want to join me live on Instagram, we host a show every Monday, 12 p.m. Eastern. Myself, my co-host, my moderator, and we invite two different guests every week to talk about pretty much everything in the world of social media, Instagram, YouTube, how to grow, how to make money, and any topic that you would like to hear more about. As long as you go ahead and join in our broadcast community channel and talk to us and let us know what you want to hear. Anyways, at this point now, I'm rambling. It's time to wrap it up. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you so much, and I look forward to seeing you again on the next day of our challenge. Till then, later.